Houdini, and I'm doing my test run of my microphone with my GoPro Hero 3. I don't know how this is going to sound because it's my first time doing this, but hopefully it sounds audible and pretty good sound. I recently put Aftermarket Pipes Cobra pipes on and a hypercharger. I put that on in November, so the bike is noticeably louder. So this will give me a good indication as far as wind noise, the noise from the pipes, and whether or not I'll be able to blog while I ride this bike, and or do I need another helmet to cut down on some wind noise, whatever the case may be. So this is my first foray into that, and hopefully it works out pretty good and you can hear everything and we can continue. Because if I can ride on this bike, then I suppose I can ride on my other two bikes, which are quite a bit less noisy. It's a little windy today, about 10 miles an hour winds, 10 to 20 miles an hour. I don't know the exact amount of wind that's blowing, but that's what the forecast was. So when I made that right turn back there, I felt a little gust, and right now I feel it coming from my left, excuse me. So it looks like the wind is coming from the south. Today is the first day in a while that I've been able to get out on my bike, and that's why I'm on it. It's supposed to be the high around 57, 56. Might get up in the low 60s, 61, 62. So I figured I'd take advantage of the weather today, because next week is supposed to be, while it's supposed to be sunny, and temperature's supposed to be a little bit cooler, in the 30s and maybe 40s. So this is probably the best day. Today and tomorrow will probably be the best day. Huh? Okay. I think he was telling me my signal was on. I hope that's what he was telling me. I'll go straight. Check out. I don't know what he was saying. I'll go over here and tighten down my saddlebag. And sometimes I forget to turn my signal off on this bike, because on my Harley it has self-canceling signals. So get used to riding that one, then I switch to this one, and vice versa. Sometimes it can be a little bit confusing for me. So I'll stop here preparing at the Moto Mart and make sure he wasn't telling me anything else that might have been going on. I'll do a walk around. This morning I did checked the tire pressure, walked around the bike. Actually, I feel the tires because they were a little low. Been sitting up most of the winter, and so I checked it out. Yesterday I filled it with fuel. It was almost full, but I filled it up, topped it off, put some fuel system cleaner in it, and so I'm gonna stop this recording, and hopefully everything sounded pretty good and we can continue on, or we have to figure out something else. Well, looks like it was probably nothing but my turn signal. So I felt the need to let me know my turn signal was on, which I guess is good. While I was stopped, I took a few minutes to look at the video, check the aim of the camera, the sound. Looks like everything sounds pretty good. Probably taking a little bit more video of the tank and the speedometer than I want, but I guess it's either that or more of the sky. So anyway, I didn't hear much wind noise. Of course, that was not at highway speeds. I'm getting ready to jump on the interstate right now. I'm gonna take it easy today because it's still cold out. Tires are cold. Don't want to lose traction. There's quite a few wet spots from the melting snow. As you can see, snow piled up over there where they plowed yesterday. Actually, as recently as yesterday, most of the ground out here was covered in snow. I think I'm going to take a ride down to the National Guard Armory in East St. Louis to talk to a buddy of mine. While I'm on this ride, thought I'd talk about a couple of things. First thing is, why do I ride a motorcycle? There's a lot of videos on YouTube with people expressing why they ride, and in addition to that, there's movies. There's one that came out recently, I think it's called Why We Ride. It's playing in theaters around the country. Recently played in the local area, but I didn't know anything about it until after it played. Probably would have gone to go see it. But at any rate, so I wanted to express to you, the YouTube viewer, right now I have 7 subscribers. That's rather laughable. I've been on YouTube probably about, well actually, maybe about 2 years, maybe 3. But I've actually been submitting videos probably about a year. You know, and it's seriously about a year. So far, you know, some of my videos have several thousand views. Some of my videos have 0 views. So this is the point in time where I tell you or encourage you to please subscribe to my channel and like, and by all means, I welcome your comments. I have so many comments, wink wink, that I could probably easily view them all without any problem whatsoever. So feel free to comment, and I'll respond, at least for now, until I get over 1 million followers, in which case I won't be able to respond to everything, right? Right. So anyway, why do I ride? Well, to me, riding is one of the most relaxing and enjoyable things that I do. The freedom, the ability to look at the scenery, not much scenery right now, but you know, just being out in the elements, it's just very relaxing to me. So relaxing that sometimes I think it's even medicinal. By that I mean a big stress reliever, which when stress is, you have a lot of stress, it can cause obviously medical problems, and sometimes I suffer from headaches, and a lot of times when aspirin or Tylenol or whatever doesn't do it to alleviate the pain, discomfort of a headache, by just getting on my motorcycle and going for a ride, I forget all about my headache, and before I know it, I don't have a headache anymore. So that's kind of awesome. So it's very relaxing. The other reason I ride, because I think I love the motorcycle culture. I love to see other people on their bikes. It really doesn't matter what you ride. I just love being around people who like motorcycles. It's always fun to see other motorcyclists on their bikes, and you know, it's like a brotherhood. And it's like when you're on your motorcycle and you come across another motorcyclist, you're like kindred. And it doesn't really matter what race, ethnicity, culture you come from. All that matters is that we both ride, or we all ride, and we are brothers. Brothers on a bike. And I don't see that in other, I don't know, I guess you can see it in hunting and other hobbies that people have, but I think it's more pronounced in the motorcycling among people who love to ride. Now sometimes you come across people who don't wave, who don't want to wave, but that's fine. Sometimes I come across people, I see them too late or whatever, not paying attention, and I don't see them in time to wave. So I don't take it personal when somebody doesn't wave. And, you know, some people are only going to wave or acknowledge people who are in their particular clique. For example, you have to be on a Harley, or you have to be in a motorcycle club, or I have to know you, or you have to be on a sport bike or metric cruiser, or whatever the case may be. I don't get into that kind of discrimination, and it doesn't bother me when other people do. Well, it bothers me just a little bit, but it doesn't concern me enough to make a big deal out of it, because I believe people have a right to be the way they want to be. That being said, I appreciate it when people acknowledge you. One thing I love about seeing other people's motorcycles is, unlike cars to a degree where you can have somebody with the same car, and unless you do something to do something aftermarket, and most people don't do anything aftermarket to their cars, other than tires and things like that. But no customization, except for maybe like classic cars or certain vehicles like that. Certain cultures and certain clubs, car clubs, they do things to their cars. But for the most part, most people leave their cars the same way when they bought them out of the showroom. Motorcycles, on the other hand, there's a whole lot of customization that goes on, and it's continuous. I dare say most people are doing something to their motorcycles beyond normal scheduled maintenance throughout the life of the motorcycle. And I love to see other people's vision, other people's creativity, workmanship. I don't have those kinds of skills and giftings, but I could appreciate those who do. And it's nice to see. It's something to appreciate. And you don't have to have a whole lot of ingenuity to do something to your bike to make it unique and make it all your own. For example, this bike is a 2009 Honda Shadow, and I bought it. Only thing it had done to it other than stock was the windshield. Since then, I've added saddlebags, I've changed saddlebags, I've added this GPS holder, which also holds my cell phone. I changed out the air breather for a Kiriakin hypercharger, and also changed the pipes, and then I changed the floorboards, as you can see down there. Actually, there were pegs there. I've changed them out to floorboards, and put a sissy bar and a luggage rack on here. And pretty much everything else it's not extravagant, the changes I've made, but it adds to the look of the bike, and it adds my own flair or my own rendition of what a Honda Shadow Aero 750 is supposed to be. And my bike is unique in that it's not another one exactly like it. So when I come up on my bike and another bike, 2009 or whatever Honda Shadow Aero, I can immediately spot my bike as unique. And that's just true of most bikes out there on the road. The longer you have them, the more you put in time and energy into making it your own and giving it your own signature, if you will. So that's one thing I love about motorcycling. The other thing is, of course, the social aspect of it, and that is getting to know different people different walks of life, different cultures, who ride. That's fun to do because even if you're of a different race, ethnicity, background, socioeconomic status, you have that one thing in common, and that unites you. And I think that's a good thing. I think human nature loves to separate us, try to make us view each other as I guess unique, to the point where people look down on other people, or they're not one of me, or I'm not one of them, I'm better than them, so on and so forth, or they think they're better than me, whatever the case may be. But I think that motorcycling helps to dispel some of that myth, at least among the motorcycle culture. We may not all think alike, look alike, have same political views, religions, cultural backgrounds, etc. But we can rally around one thing, and that is the love of motorcycles, motorcyclists, and the motorcycle culture, the hobby, the fun. And if we can find one thing in common, then perhaps we can find other things in common that also make us somewhat united, and that we don't always have to focus on the differences that we have. So I think that's a good thing. So that's pretty much it for why I ride motorcycles. I mean, I guess there's a lot of reasons, but those are the main ones. And I look forward to your comments, your likes and whatnot, thumbs downs, whatever. Please subscribe. I look forward to talking to you. Until then, stay safe. God bless.